Happy Tuesday. Welcome to the Jaybefaunt channel. I am your host, James Fauntleroy. So good to see all of you here on this gorgeous Tuesday afternoon. The Jaybefaunt channel is available on all major podcast platforms, so go ahead and subscribe there. Also part of Revolutionary Blackout Network, so you can find me there on Sundays and Thursdays. If you have not already, go ahead and give a like to the stream. That pushes me out into the algorithm. So good to see all of you here today. If you guys would like to, you can also get email notifications whenever I go live, upload clips, or write any articles. Just go to jaybefaunt.substack.com so you guys can be added to that email list if you guys wish. If you guys don't want to do all that, then you guys can just click the link bell and you guys can either be suggested for some videos or all videos of my channel, whichever you prefer. Go ahead and do that promptly so that you are always aware of whenever I go live. So thank you very much for that. It's been a wild week, weekend, whatever you want to call it. And so today is a pretty good day for the most part. And so I just am feeling pretty nice and happy about today. It just rained and now the sun is coming back out again. So it is good to see all of you in here. Welcome to everybody watching on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Rockfin, and Rumble. It's so good to have all of you joining me here today. Just want to say hello to the people in the chat that are joining me right now. Right now, we have Jacqueline coming in and saying, hi, everyone. Good to see you in here, Jacqueline. Nice to have you in here as always. We got a lot to talk about. I hope you are ready. And also good to see everybody that's watching on the Rockfin side as well as the Rumble side. So I want to get into what we're going to be talking about today. I have an extra story that I will be talking about. I try to stick it to 2 stories. Because that's what my bandwidth can handle. Because, the dialysis and stuff like that, when I have that, it's hard for me to do all of the research that I would really like to in between dialysis and this. But that's why I try to limit it to 2. But I also have an extra story that I want to get into as well. And I think is really important. But let's go over what we're going to be talking about today. So at the bottom of the hour, bottom of the show, we're going to be talking about Block Party. This is going to be an interesting story to cover. This is going to be one of our lighter stories that I'm going to cover, but it's still just as important. So we're going to be covering that. I cannot wait to get to this one because this one's going to be kind of fun for me. Real talk, it is. It's going to be fun, but at the same time, it's going to be kind of bittersweet in some ways. I'll explain to you why that is. Our primary story we'll be talking about will be it was peaceful until. And why am I on the thumbnail? Because I was there. Yes. So we're going to be talking about that. That's going to be a really important topic to get into as to what happened to me over the weekend at a pro-Palestine rally. And then our first story we're going to talk about is they did him wrong. Who is this young gentleman? And what wrong was committed against him? I think we need to talk about this, especially those of us in the Black community, because I'm tired. If you are Black in the United States, one can conclude that you do not have Second Amendment rights. By looking at what we have endured in this country and what we continue to endure in this country, your Second Amendment rights are null and void whenever it comes to you needing to protect yourself. There are many different stories that we have went over in years past, especially those of us in the Black community. One of the most famous ones was Philando Castile. where he was stopped, and they asked him if he had a firearm, and he said yes. He was a licensed firearm holder, and yet he was still murdered by police, because once they see this, that is considered an elevated risk of danger. That's how it is. We got into another situation here. And there's a young gentleman by the name of Roger Fortson. Now, Roger Fortson was 23 years old, and he was a military service member, more specifically an airman here in Florida. So I'm going to go over what someone on Twitter recounted first. Then we'll get into the video, and then we'll get into the article. So let me share this first. So this is from Kenny Ackers on Twitter. Let me enlarge this just to make it big enough. All right. Okay. So this is from Kenny Ackers. He says, active duty senior airman Roger Fortson, age 23, was tragically killed in a shooting involved in a Florida sheriff's deputy by a Florida sheriff's deputy on May 3rd, 2024. Assigned as a special missions aviator operating a AC-130J Ghost Rider gunships with the 4th Special Operations Squadron, Fortson was shot at his off-base home in Fort Walton Beach, Florida, under contentious circumstances involving his Okaloosa County Sheriff's Office. Initially, the Sheriff's Office claimed a deputy was acting in self-defense against an armed individual, a narrative which Fortson's family and legal team strongly contested. They argue that Fortson was at home engaged in a FaceTime call with his girlfriend at the occurrence of the fatal event, claiming deputies entered the wrong domicile, causing an unsuspecting Fortson to react to an apparent home invader. The incident has sparked debates over law enforcement's use of force and the credibility of the sheriff's office account. In an effort for transparency, the Okaloosa County Sheriff shared body camera footage of the episode, capturing the deputy's knock on Fortson's door and subsequent reaction resulting in the shooting. The occurrence has elicited demands for a comprehensive investigation and increased transparency from the implicated authorities. So this is the young man, Roger Fortson. So Roger was a young man, and you know, we always get tagged as, oh, he was no angel, or police were just acting in self-defense. Or they'll say, well, he should have complied. And then they'll try to go into his background and say, see, he was a bad egg. For all those people that wave the American flag, that say, this land was made for you and me. Was it? Let's get to this before I go off. Let's get to this video recounting what the details are.
Now to newly released body cam video of the fatal police shooting of a black U.S. airman in his own home last week. His family fighting for the video's release and demanding. Our Chief Justice correspondent, Pierre Thomas, has the latest for us. Good morning, Pierre.
Michael, good morning. There are more questions and answers in this truly tragic story. And warning, the video you're about to see is truly disturbing.
This is the moment U.S. Airman Roger Fortson was fatally shot in his own home by a Florida sheriff's deputy.
Sheriff's office, open the door. Step out.
You see it.
That was very quick. Let's go over it again. Hang on. Hang on. That was quick, right?
This is the moment U.S. Airman Roger Fortson was fatally shot in his own home by a Florida sheriff's deputy.
Sheriff's office, open the door.
Hang on. Why isn't he in front of the peephole so that Roger can actually see that it's a sheriff's office? Why is he standing off to the side? You tell me. Somebody bangs on your door, especially if you're not paying attention, right? If you're not paying attention, you're like, wait, what? What did you say? And as soon as you open the door, because you're suspicious, hang on, he just knocked the door, yelled sheriff's office, but you don't see nothing. You don't see a police officer in your peephole. Watch.
Step out.
He said, step back. Boom, just like that. Wait, hang on. Was anything pointed at the officer? Was anything pointed at all? Hold up. Let me see something. And his finger's not even on the trigger. If you look close enough, his finger's not even on the trigger. Like he's prepared. Also, let me ask you this question. Do we have a stand your ground law in Florida or not? Do we? Because last time I checked, we were supposed to have one. How many black people died because of that? When I said that those of us who are black feel like, and it seems that we do not have a Second Amendment right in this country, this is the type of stuff I'm talking about. Because your Second Amendment right is supposed to be protected by the same people that killed Roger Fortson. They're supposed to be the ones that go, the ones that supposed to protect you. But as we learned, right, and you guys can go on the Google machine yourself, that the police, law enforcement in this country do not have a constitutional right to protect you. That was set by the Supreme Court. Look it up yourself. Sheriff's office, get out of the way so that you don't see them. Then open the door, step back. Bah, 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 bah. No time to react. No time to say, whoa, whoa, whoa. No time to put the gun down. They could have said, put the gun down, put the gun down. And he would have put it down, been like this. And they would have discovered they got the wrong door. Any wonder why we say defund the police? Any wonder? Why in the hell do we ask for reparations in this country? Because a crap like this keeps happening. Because this country decided that they still wanted to keep slavery in place as an exception in the 13th Amendment. Because we have a system of policing that sees us as criminals by default just by the color of our skin. Just because of our African features. We're seen as dangerous, unhinged, thugs. Let's continue.
You see it all play out in newly released body camera footage from the Okaloosa County Sheriff's Department. The officer announces his presence at Fortson's apartment after receiving a report of a disturbance.
Sheriff's office, open the door.
Fortson
Over a disturbance. Man.
appears and is shot almost instantaneously. Watch closely, slow down, and you see the door open. There appears to be a gun in Fortson's right hand, but it's pointing downward, never aimed at the officer, who immediately fires.
Oh, we respect the Second Amendment right here in Florida. This is a Florida where you can conceal carry in this state. I almost cussed. You can conceal carry in this state. And yet, somebody in their home who's trying to protect themselves is immediately shot at their front door. If this wasn't police, if this was some vigilante, would they get the benefit of the doubt? Let's continue.
Striking Fortson in the chest and arm. Fortson later died at the hospital.
He shot up. Our baby was shot up.
His family claiming authorities had the wrong apartment, that Fortson was alone on the phone with his girlfriend. Authorities say the investigation will be thorough.
I want to assure you that we are not hiding, covering up, or taking action that would result in a rush to judgment of Mr. Fortson or our deputy.
But this morning, it's unclear whether Fortson actually caused the reported disturbance.
Tell the truth about my son. I know my son did not do anything to you guys.
The military wanting answers as well.
We certainly never want to see our airmen or any military member or any part of our DoD family be put into a situation like this.
Y'all not look. They not only murdered a young man in cold blood. They did it under mistaken circumstances, and he was a military service member. Oh, y'all messed up big time. Y'all messed up big time. Look, that to me is a gigantic lawsuit. Gigantic lawsuit. Y'all, and this is why I think it's deeply important for us to end qualified immunity in this country. Because ultimately, you need to be able to hold these people accountable. So in 2 weeks, is it 2 weeks? No, next week, I'll be having on Cynthia Brown. She'll be returning for the Commission to End Qualified Immunity in Ohio. And it's stories like this where why people like Cynthia Brown is actually fighting to end qualified immunity. Because we need to hold these guys accountable. We need to hold these police accountable for what they do. Because they are too damn trigger happy. And they're even more trigger happy when they look like me. I'm telling you right now, when I think of reparations for us, for ADOS, I think of not just reparations for slavery, not just reparations for Jim Crow, not just reparations for mass incarceration, reparations for unlawful death like this. And it should go beyond just holding the city accountable. Like, we should not have to pay tax money for this. It should come out of the cops' own pocket. Because you should be damn careful to make sure that you don't kill somebody who's innocent. Hell, even if they're guilty, that does not make you judge, jury, and executioner, especially if they're not a danger to you. And people are like, well, he had split second. He had to make sure, he had to defend himself. That's what training is for. That's what training is for. I'm sorry, but why in the world are you tasked with being able to carry a firearm, dangerous weapons in order to subdue, maim, and or kill somebody, and you do not have extensive training like someone like a physician, someone like a surgeon, someone like a pilot? Why in the world are police given what, 6 months training and then they're out on the street? Why aren't they thoroughly trained in the law so that they don't have to waste a lawyer's time? Man, I'm telling you, this is some BS.
This sad case is now a full-scale criminal investigation conducted by state law enforcement officials. With
that video.
And it's sad because this shouldn't have never happened. Like, it happens all too often. Another young man, life taken. And this is one of the reasons why I talk about that. We need to change this system from the bottom up. Roger Fortson should still be alive to this day. I really, really do hope that he and his family his family gets justice. But these guys will escalate time and time again, over and over. And I'm going to tell you one of the reasons why I also say that we as Black people do not have Second Amendment rights in this country. I don't care what anybody says. They can say, well, there are lots of Black people that own guns, blah, blah, blah. But when the state gets involved, it evaporates. It all goes away. Let me share this. I want to shout out to Roger Meadows for this. Shared this earlier. It's not a full story that I'm abreast of right now, but I just want to touch on it because this solidifies my point. This is from Mario Newfall. It says, Brooklyn man sentenced for assembling ghost guns at home. It says Dexter Taylor received a 10-year sentence for building firearms from legally bought parts in his Brooklyn apartment. Convicted on multiple weapons charges, he was described by prosecutors as possessing a, quote, massive arsenal of homemade ghost guns, unquote. The court disallowed Second Amendment defenses, with the judge stating it doesn't exist here. I want you guys to read that with me again. The court disallowed Second Amendment defenses, with the judge stating it doesn't exist here. Every single person in this country that's in a militia that talks about, oh, we need to stand for our Second Amendment rights because we want to defend against tyranny. Here it is. Here it is, your tyranny. Where are you? Y'all got the "Don't Tread on Me" flag? There it is. There it is. Whoop, there it is. And are you guys protesting in front of that courthouse? Are you guys protesting that judge with your "Don't Tread on Me" flags? I hope you are, because there it is. But you're not going to go out there, are you? Are you? Nah, you're not going out there. Because he doesn't fit the description of what you guys like to defend. Put your money where your mouth is. Put your money where your mouth is. Use your First Amendment right and protest against him being sentenced to prison for being a responsible, legal gun owner. Go ahead. Go ahead. Put your money where your mouth is. Use your First Amendment right to protest. Prove me wrong. Let's continue. It says Taylor, a software engineer, argued that his firearm assembly was merely a hobby. His defense fund has raised nearly $175,000. So this is great tweet here. Pat Head T says, where is Donald Trump at? He needs to be standing up for this man. He tagged Senator Ted Cruz, Chip Roy, Thomas Massey, Senator John Kennedy, Josh Hawley. Like, wait, where y'all at? Where's the tweets? Look, get your Twitter fingers ready. Let's go. Let's raise money for him for bail. Let's get him a defense team. Come on, let's go. Where y'all at? So this is why I say the Second Amendment for Black people is non-existent in this country. Because whenever we want to express and use our Second Amendment rights, the state, by means of white supremacy, yes, we're going to say it, says, no, you can't do it. And we know this because it has been done in the past. Especially when the Black Panther Party decided to defend their neighborhoods with their own firearms in the streets because the police wasn't doing the job of protecting and serving. So therefore, that's what they did. And when they went to the Capitol to protest, they had their firearms with them because it's their Second Amendment right. And that spooked the hell out of Ronald Reagan. So much so that he introduced gun reform in California because of the Black Panthers. Patron saint of the Republican Party, patron saint of conservatives, put in gun reform because Black people were armed by their constitutional right. Because it was all fine and well if you were paper towel colored, but let you have a little extra melanin in your skin, and next thing you know, it's like, no. When we wrote the Second Amendment, we meant for this color, not this color. Let me share something with you. Make sure I have it up. I'm going to share this site, and I've shared it many times before, but I think those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. But I think this is something that you also need to take into account. This is what we demand, because in order to change the system, you have to have demands ready in order to do that, right? So this is called 10forjustice.com. My comrade Nick from RBN, Zoya, as well as Awkward, they helped create this site. It's called 10 for Justice, the road to abolition. It says 10 demands for justice envisions a new society in which prisons and police are no longer necessary and communities are equipped to provide for their own health and safety. 10 demands for justice offers a roadmap for the defunding and then full abolition of police and prisons, beginning with the immediate actions to end police violence, as well as racism and classism in policing, prosecution, and sentencing. And then you go over the 10 demands, which we will see here. I'm not going to go over them in detail. I'm just going to name them off, and then you guys will have the link, and then you guys can take a look and peruse yourself. But number one, it says defund the police and reallocate resources to impacted communities. Number two, demilitarize the police. Absolutely. 3, eliminate discriminatory policing, prosecution, and sentencing. Number 4, institute complete law enforcement transparency and accountability. Number 5, independently investigate all police crimes and abuses of power. Number 6, install community representation, oversight, and safety measures. Number 7, end strategic counter-protest violence. I'm going to be getting into that in my next story. So yes. Number 8, apologize and provide reparations. I said it that way because the emphasis is the word repair. Number 9 is end the war on drugs. And number 10 is end carceral punishment. Yes, this is absolutely necessary. And if you are Black, you need to look at this website. If you're white, you need to look at this website. If you are anybody else, whether it's Latino, Asian, I don't care, Martian, you need to look at that website. Why? Because it also means your life too. So, I'm going to share this really quick with you guys because it is absolutely necessary. But make sure to always, always, always keep watch over yourselves when they're around. Justice for Roger Fortson. Go ahead and give the stream a like. I'm about to go into the comments in a second. Just making sure that I share this link as well. All right. So, one of the things I want to do is I also want to give a shout out to the patrons on Patreon. Without you guys, I would not be able to do this work. You guys make this channel absolutely possible. I cannot thank you enough for this. And also, if you guys would like to, you guys can become patrons on Patreon as well. Let's go over the patrons and the tiers. So thank you so very much. Here are the patrons on Patreon. You have Mega Jaybefaunters, Super Duper Jaybefaunters, Super Jaybefaunters, Jaybefaunters, Comrade, Solidarity, JB members. And then we want to give a shout out to new member, Heidi Lukil. Thank you so very much to all of you for becoming new patrons on Patreon as well. And just to let you guys know, I am demonetized. So if you like to support the channel, you can support via Patreon or PayPal. I also have a coffee link as well, if you guys would like to there. So thank you very much to all who supports the channel and literally keeps the lights on. All right, let's go to the chat. I'm going to go to Rock. Actually, you know what? Let me go to Rumble first, because I always forget Rumble. Let me check the Rumble. All right, looks like we're decent on Rumble. Okay. Let's go to Rockfin. Rockman. Okay. All right. So thank you so very much. Anna Mayer says, good afternoon, JB. Good afternoon, Anna. Hemcar says, whatever happened to drop the gun? Yeah, right. Absolutely. Like, that should have been the first thing to be said. Anna Mayer says that cop already had his gun out before he opened the door. Premeditated. Anna. That's what I'm saying. Right? Like, what? Hang on. Let's continue. Hemcar said, put in a situation not killed by police. Ever since this guy, police can shoot even earlier. Says mislabeled the video, but this warrior cop BS. KKK just wanted to pile up bodies. Cop probably KKK. You need more training to be a hairstylist. Yeah. Yeah. You need more training. Oh, I don't know if I can play this because it's a Netflix video from Hassan Minhaj, and I don't think I can actually play that. I'm sorry. But I can put the link in the chat for people, but I can't. I'm sorry. But that's a good video. Hassan Minhaj actually goes over the police. But yeah. Because I can get a copyright claim. Sorry. But thank you very much for that. Let's go to the general chat here. What's left with news and analysis with Jay Snow says, what's up, JB? Good to see you, Jay, in the chat. Jacqueline says that Airman looks so young, like he's not long out of college or even high school. This was such a preventable tragedy. 23. Meaning he was born in 2001. Ghost Nest, good to see you, Ghost Nest, in the chat. Adventures in the Free World says, hey, James, glad you got home safely. Everything was so great Saturday until the pigs started macing little kids. It was over the megaphone, though no permit for amplified sound. Yes, and I'm going to star this. We're going to go back over this for our next story, our primary story. But thank you so very much for that, Adventures in the Free World. I'm glad you made it home safely as well. Ghostnet says, yeah, let's not judge people's worthiness to justice or compassion based on their moral compliance factor. Traveler's Wolf says, a disturbance in the force. Mm-hmm. Travelers Wolf said, mainland America value of life getting same as Gaza. This is what empire does. And you know what? Travelers Wolf, you said SEALs can carry. Here's the thing. He is a military officer. I would expect him to be packing. How many of you who are in the military who are watching right now, I don't care if you're on Twitch, Twitter, Rockfin, Rumble, whatever, please put in the chat if you are a service member or a veteran that you actually carry. And not that you carry often or whatever, or that you just own, right? If you just own one. I know that a lot of people who are veterans, they pack. Because they know the risks and what's going on, you know, as far as, you know, having to deal with certain people, especially those of us who are Black. Oh, by the way, while I'm at it, those of you who are LGBTQ, including myself, we need to get some firearms training. Firearms training as well as self-defense. I'm saying, especially to my trans comrades and my non-binaries, look, y'all need to learn how to defend yourselves. I say this with love, right? Because a can of mace will only take you so far. Okay? I say this with love. Learn to defend yourself so that you can defend yourself, and in case one of us or anybody else needs help, you can also help defend. Please. Because we got to keep each other safe. All right. Jacqueline says, does police training include de-escalation? I don't think so. Or if it does, it's very small. It's like on the back burner. That's what it feels like. Bryce Smith, thank you so much. Says, morning, everyone. Morning, JB. Good morning to you, but good afternoon for me, Bryce. Good to see you. Outlaw Billionaires. I love that name. I love that name. Thank you so very much for gracing us with your presence. Says, video on speech suppression. Ha ha ha. GoonTube blocking every attempt to even mention Gaza, Palestine statistics about cop killing or even cop job not in the top 20 riskiest jobs. Yeah, true. I think one of the most riskiest jobs, I think the job that I had when I was in my 20s was actually more riskier than being a cop, which was a line cook. That was more dangerous. One of the most stressful jobs in the world is actually being an air traffic controller. It's not cops, air traffic controllers. They got stress. Outlaw All Billionaire says, yes, cops are trained for de-escalation. That's what their guns are for. Yeah. They de-escalate by smoking somebody. H. Lokilu says, hello all. Good to see you in the chat. CBC Voter is in here saying, happy Tuesday at JB. Good to see you, CBC Voter. Oh my gosh. Chris C says, got in late, but hello everyone. Good to see you, Chris C. Rose says, hello. Good to see you. Let me see. Daniel 777 says, disarm and demilitarize. They don't need guns to protect and serve. Yeah. But some people will go, but citizens have guns. And it's like, yeah. We have to train that look, most crimes that we have in this country are crimes of of desperation or lack of opportunity. And so because most crimes are committed because of that, if we take away the desperation and we give the opportunity, crime rate is going to go down. Chris C says working in the Amazon warehouse is more stressful than being a cop. And I say that's being fully serious. I believe it. I believe it. Look, a lot of people who work in the Amazon warehouses, there were stories of them having to pee in bottles and defecate in bags just to stay on the line. Like, cops don't have to deal with that. You don't have to deal with somebody looking over their shoulder, even though cops should. Cops should have people looking over their shoulders way more than somebody working in a warehouse. Way more. But they don't. And people believe and take a police officer's word at face value before they'll ever take any one of ours. And the funny thing is, whenever something bad like this happens, they always go to police and take their word for it, but they never go to the people in the neighborhood and say, well, this is what the police did. And the police will have maybe 1, 2, maybe 3 officers, pointing at the neighborhood and going, oh, it's them. But then you got like 15, 16, 17, 18 people in the neighborhood going, hey, it was they escalated. It was all their fault. But they don't want to take the word of the people in the neighborhood. All right, Roger, let's going back to The Rock. Okay. Thank you for the tip on Rockfin, Roger. He said, yay, it's coming back in your show. Yeah, we already set it up. Also, Larry and Kim interviewed Dexter Taylor a while ago. Also, you say defund the police. How about disarm them with a citizen ballot initiative amendment coupled with that? Good idea. He said, here's Dexter on Kimberly's show. It's less than 15 minutes. It's up to you, Judge, who said Second Amendment don't apply. Here was a sister. Okay. Yeah, let's go. Hang on. Okay. I don't know if I can play Kim Iverson's show. Well, okay, it's her channel. I was thinking because I think Rockfin makes it so they do copyright claims, but I hope not. I mean, I'm not monetized anyway, but I just try to be as careful as possible. But let's go into this really quick. I'm not gonna play the whole thing, but we'll cover just a little bit of it.
By reading this press release that was released by the district attorney, Kings County. This just so that everybody gets an overview of what you've been charged with, what they claim. So we'll get their side, and then we're going to get your side as we talk. We're going to hear from you. Absolutely. So this press release, numerous weapons, both completed and unfinished, recovered from defendant's apartment, including 4 assault weapons, 5 handguns, and 4 rifles. Brooklyn District Attorney Eric Gonzalez today announced, and this was back in April 22nd of 22.
First of all, I want to direct people's attention to his hat. He has an American flag hat. So all the people who say they defend the Second Amendment in this country, where are y'all at? Where are you? Ollie Oxenfree.
So this was almost 2 years ago. Okay. Brooklyn District Attorney Eric Gonzalez today announced the indictment of a Brooklyn man who allegedly purchased over $10,000 worth of gun parts online to build illegal, untraceable firearms known as ghost guns. Numerous completed guns and gun parts were allegedly recovered from his apartment. District Attorney Gonzalez said this defendant allegedly acquired a massive arsenal of homemade ghost guns that are as real and dangerous as traditional firearms by assembling guns from kits, unfinished parts, or 3D printed components. Those who possess ghost guns evade critically important background checks and registration requirements And because they have no serial number, they are untraceable. The surge in ghost guns in our neighborhoods is a major contributor to the violence plaguing our communities, and my office is working tirelessly to stop the proliferation in Brooklyn. The district attorney identified the defendant as Dexter Taylor of Bushwick. He was arraigned today before Brooklyn Supreme Court Justice Phyllis Chu on a 37-count indictment in which she is charged with multiple counts of second, third, and fourth degree criminal possession of a weapon, criminal possession of a firearm, prohibition on unfinished frames or receivers, and 1 count of unlawful possession of pistol ammunition. His bail was continued at $50,000, and he was ordered to return to court on May 5th, 2022. The district attorney said that following an investigation, members of the New York City Police Department identified Taylor as having ordered numerous ghost gun kits and component parts from various online retailers that were allegedly shipped to the defendant's address on Eldert Street in Bushwick, Brooklyn. A search warrant was executed at the defendant's apartment on April 6th.
I was muted. Sorry, Roger. But yeah, Indy said YouTube doesn't like when you play Kim's. Rumble will claim it. So I'm not going to continue. But yes. So I will put the link to that in the chat. But yeah, it's pretty sad how our Second Amendment rights are never honored in this country. So. But I wanted to get to his point, but yeah. Let me go to the rest of Rockman because Roger has another. Oh, hang on. Sorry, guys. I do not have a producer. So bear with me. Okay. All right. So Roger says Libertarian Major Torre, Maj Torre, a brother from Philly, offers training who believes in reparations, who see the hypocrisy on both sides, does gun training. When he was on Jimmy's show speaking on how reparations is owed, Jimmy's chat didn't like that. I remember that stream. I actually watched it, and they did his chat did not like that he was talking about reparations. That's neither here nor there. You should have Maj on your show. You could probably contact him through Larry. Okay, sounds like. Thank you very much. Food port 2 amputations a week. What? What in the world is this? What are you showing me? Oh, that's a good story. Okay. Thank you very much for that, Hempcar. Appreciate it. All right. I'll take a look at that later. And then Roger says, most street corner crimes are committed due to economic desperation. But most crime is not of economic desperation. Most crime stems from white-collar corporate oligarchical greed. But then again, when you write the laws that Congress passes, I guess it's not a crime, right? Yes, Roger, you are also correct in that. Yeah, you're definitely correct. And it shouldn't, they shouldn't be able to write the laws, and yet they do. Hempcar says, Guardian says 2 amputations a week in the pork industry because they make them work so fast around saws. Yeah, that is crazy. Thank you so very much. Says, no wonder there's human DNA in hot dogs. Oh, my God. I haven't had hot dogs in forever. But now this is making me not want to have it. Thanks a lot, Hempcar. But yeah. Hempcar says, oh, yeah, thank you so very much for the tip on Rockman Hempcar, too. I appreciate it. Oh, geez, Louise. Okay. All right. Indy says, how are only 17 people watching you? This should have 1,000 people watching. I'm suppressed. I'm suppressed. And then on top of that, I am demonetized. It is what it is. But you know, I press on. You know, I recently just got to 4,000 subs. Thank you very much to everybody. So that's a nice you know, victory there. But I'm going to continue keeping on. So thank you so very much. And thank you so very much for letting people know to share the stream. Thank you. Talkish says, I honestly believe ghost guns are only illegal because it's an attack on the gun industry. And I'll do this last one. Chris says, Second Amendment need not apply to anyone who is marginalized. That's why it makes it so maddening. But they will use the late Otis McDonald black man as a prop for indirect racist symbolism to show they care. Thank you so very much. Oh, and thanks to Indy. Shout out to Indy Left. If you guys have not, you guys can go follow his channel as well. They do great work over there. Friend to the channel. All right, folks. So we're going to get into our next story here. I think this is deeply important to show what I went through over the weekend. We're going into this. It was peaceful until I was at the statewide Free Palestine rally on Saturday, May 11th. It was a huge and beautiful turnout until the cops showed up. There were families there. There were kids. There were infants there. It was a time. It was beautiful. We had an amazing time there. I would like to show you guys exactly what was going on and, you know, the events that I got to see. You guys got to see some of it, you know, live. I streamed it live while I was there. So I'm just going to give a little bit of highlights into that, and then we'll get into what happened after that. So let me share my screen really quick. And here we go.
Homes obliterated! Homes obliterated! Families forcibly removed from their homes! Families forcibly removed from their homes! Children, sole survivors! Children, sole survivors! Our tax dollars fund this gradual ground invasion of Rafah! Our tax dollars fund this gradual ground invasion of Rafah! But the Palestinians of Gaza remain unshakable! But the Palestinians of Gaza remain unshakable!
So this goes on a while, but I'm just going to read the first few lines because they actually gave it to us in paper form. So it says, we the Palestinians in the diaspora have come from across Florida, but let it be clear, Palestine is our home. Gaza is our home. Rafah is our home. Ramallah is our home. Haifa is our home. Al-Quds is our home. We will return from Turtle Island to Palestine. We will be free. 7 months ago, this rabid genocide and 40,000 Palestinians massacred by Israel. Homes obliterated. Families forcibly removed from their homes. Children sole survivors. Our tax dollars fund this gradual ground invasion of Rafah, but the Palestinians of Gaza remain unshakable. Israel's settler colonial regime has systematically and barbarically attempted to ethnically cleanse Palestinians, but yet we are irremovable. Our souls and our hearts heavily woven into the roots of our grandparents' delicate yet resilient olive trees. We breathe, we live, we breed, we resist until we return with our Cedos house keys. This Wednesday, May 15th, will mark 76 years of the ongoing Nakba. The Nakba never ended. That is tomorrow. It marks 76 years of this happening. It says Zionism is the land theft, imprisonment, and mass incarceration of our beloved political prisoners, sadistic rape, systemic starvation, occupation, and oppression of our Palestinian people. But this will be the final year we commemorate El Nakba. The Palestinians in Gaza and all over Palestine and the diaspora remain steadfast. Ad Samadin, from the international workers-led community to the student encampments to our liberation movement to the solidarity of our co-strugglers, we will not stop until total liberation. Israel, backed by the U.S. empire, attempts to sever generational bloodlines of the Palestinian diaspora, but we embody resiliency in honor of our collective commitment to the liberation of Palestinian people. Florida pro-Palestine organizations welcome you to the revolution, and we demand an immediate and everlasting ceasefire and to lift the 16-year siege on Gaza and to end the U.S. war machine to stop arming Israel and to free all Palestinian prisoners and to end the 76-year illegal occupation. And we will return free Palestine. While Florida is one of the most racist states, it is both Democrats and Republicans on both sides of the aisle whose legacy is genocide. Genocide Joe will lose in November. And we, as the Florida contingent, vow to vote any genocidal supporter out of office. This means most Democrats and Republicans. There we go. We recommit to the liberation of Palestinian people, and Florida elected officials must heed our demands of the Palestinian self-determination. And as we expand our collective Florida coalition, we must follow the lead of Palestinians. We move in principle. The Palestinian political prisoners are our North Star. We will actively decriminalize the resistance, and we will align with the Palestinian liberation movement. We must unite on how we build collective power and unite together. Here are our demands. Number one, immediate ceasefire from Israel's genocide and complete liberation of Palestine from the river to the sea. It says number two, Palestinians' right to return and self-determination. Number three, workers right here in Palestine and across the world have a right to resist by any means necessary. Number four, the ruling class and their systems will not protect us. They are meant to divide us. We demand an end to the repression by these institutions, corporations, and state policies. We protect us today and always. We care for each other. We stand for each other. We welcome our co-strugglers who stand with us today. Palestine will be free. Palestine will be free. Palestine will be free. That is what they were saying. And so I think it's important that we go over that because this is what they were expressing. And one of the things that was also expressed at the beginning of this event was they said, do not engage with the cops. Do not engage with law enforcement. They said, do not taunt or say anything to them. Do not engage Zionists. Stay away from them. That's something as well that was deeply told to us. Do not do it. And we didn't. We stayed away from law enforcement and Zionists. But, of course, they had other plans. So I'm going to share. I'm trying to get to. Hang on. Trying to get to my. Yeah. All right. So I also uploaded and did. Okay. So let me share some of what I did. I went live on Twitter as well. So some of this, if you are not on Twitter, then you didn't get to see this part. So also, this is during the march. Let's go here. Now, can I change the camera? Oh, yes, I can. All right, everybody. Hello. Welcome to this JB stream. Just to let you guys know, I'm live at the Florida Palestine rally. If you guys can see, we're here at Lake Eola Park. We're actually here. These are some indigenous flags as well that are being displayed here. This is beautiful. It's a huge, huge turnout. This is going to be Florida wide that we are having this rally. I'm here with some members of the Orlando chapter of RBN. So we are also out here as well. Of course, Free Palestine. This is absolutely necessary, especially with what's going on in the college campuses around the world. I see somebody. Nelson. Hey, good to see you. Sorry, I saw someone. I'm on camera right now, but good to see you.
You too, man. We need to talk. Yeah,
Are you okay? So if anybody remembers, I had on Nelson Betancourt, he was part of the collective to introduce public banks. So he's trying to introduce public banks in the county. And so I've had him on here before, and it was great talking to him. I had him on a couple times, so it was great to see him out there as well. He's also an educator, so it was great to have him there. So let's continue. You'll be on camera?
Sure.
Oh, yeah. Hey, I'm with Nelson Betancourt. He's also doing some activism work for public banks for Orange County. So it's so good to see you out here as well. I mean, you're an educator, so of course you're educated about the subjects, and I'm so glad to see you out here. It's good to see you.
And listen, I just filed to run for public office for District 3 County Commissioner. So remember me, I'm with you, with everybody in Palestine.
Oh, man, that's great. I got to have you back on. I'll email you, too.
Okay.
All right. Good to see you, man. All right. Yeah. Yeah. So that was Nelson Betancourt being there. That was wonderful. I also met a viewer from PSL as well. And he had some great things to say as well. Twitter right now, but one of the things that it's important for me to be out here because as a Black person, like we know what it's like to be oppressed. We see what Palestinian people are going through. We know what the indigenous people on Turtle Island went through. Like it is unacceptable, and so we gotta band together, man, and against this white supremacy and Zionism and capitalism. It's tearing us all apart. It's gonna kill us all if we don't stop it. So, like everybody here, no matter who you are, like I'm so happy. I'm also especially happy to see a lot of white people because they're using their privilege, for a good thing too.
Yeah, I just want to introduce myself. I'm with the security. Oh, okay. Say hi. So we just got plain clothes.
Yeah. All right, cool. Nice to meet you. All right. Yeah, but so why? What's one of the reasons why you're out here too? Like, why do you feel such an important mission to be out here?
Oh yeah, I mean for exactly the same.
You mind being on camera?
No. Okay. I mean it's for exactly the same reasons that you were talking about. I feel like now more than ever, it's vitally important to have solidarity with Palestinians with the struggle, and of course like making that international connection, because like imperialism and the colonial state that is Israel is like directly tied to a capitalist state, and it's all about kind of like recognizing the interconnectedness of all those struggles, supporting each other in order to like get to some type of like revolutionary socialist, because PSL state. Of course. So yeah, I feel like it's just really important to have like a physical presence for people to see that they aren't alone, to make connections like what's happening now. This work is invaluable. So I'm just be one blip on the radar of all the different people that are out there.
Yeah. Am I assuming correctly that you're part of the African diaspora?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So to the Black people, especially the people in the African diaspora who say this is an issue that is, far away in the Middle East, why do we need to be involved in this? We just need to, keep hands off. What do you say to those of us who are in the diaspora who say things like that?
Oh, well, I would just say all of our struggles are interconnected, and like one of the biggest examples of that is like U.S. police forces being trained by the IDS or IOF, and then like going, getting that training, coming back here using that same level of violence and all of how they've learned how to oppress Palestinians here. And like it's the same thing. It also connects into like military industrial complex with like lots of these people develop these companies like Microsoft developing facial recognition technology, all these different ways to target Palestinians using U.S. tax dollars. They then sell that to Israel. They then use that violence on Palestinians using human bodies in order to like test them for things to make profit and then come back and sell it for profit to U.S. police. Yeah, and like and then the U.S. police forces then use it on us. And like, there's nothing more symbolic than all the different cop cities that have popped up since George Floyd protests. And like George Floyd himself using a knee on someone's neck is literally in the IOF textbook of how to just brutally put people down.
So if you guys didn't hear exactly what he said, was how the police are literally trained by the IOF. So that's the Israeli, they call themselves the defense force, was really offensive. So the Israeli offensive forces that actually train our police here. And they train a lot of the police, like for instance, in the tactics that they used to murder George Floyd. So when we Black people, especially those of us who are ADOS in this country, when we talk about combating Zionism, we're also talking about combating the police that actually abuse us here at home, because it's all connected. That's exactly one of the reasons why it is important for those of us who are Black. I don't care if you're ADOS, I don't care if you're a Black person that has immigrant roots, I don't care. The point is that our liberation is tied to people in Palestine. So I think that's one of the things that's very important, because somebody left up a comment on one of my videos and was like, we just need to focus on ourselves. This is focusing on ourselves. It is. It's focusing on ourselves, while we can also focus on ourselves here. We can also focus on that over there too. We can walk and chew gum at the same time. We're Black. Let's continue.
There's nothing more blatant than that. It's like what we do domestically, like what we do internationally, and the connections that we have, they just don't stay there. That fascism comes home.
Absolutely. And beautifully said, because ultimately, you know, what people like you and me, and I was saying this before, we know what it is like. And for instance, those police that are bashing our heads in, you know, and just make no mistake, those of us who are American descendants of slave, ADOS, our reparations checks are literally going to Zionist Israel.
Yeah, that's wild.
You know, that's why our reparations check, like, $20 billion to
I meant 20 trillion. 20 trillion.
For the wars in Iraq and Iran,
yeah.
That $20 billion could have literally paid us reparations over 20 years.
Yeah.
And so for Black people, especially ADOS or people who consider themselves FBA, it is important to, you know, be in solidarity with other people who are oppressed, because what is the saying goes, none of us are free until we're all free.
Exactly. It's just like a snake. If a snake bites you in your right hand, the poison just doesn't stop there. It spreads through your whole body.
Beautiful, beautiful. Look, I'm a fan of analogies. You just you beat me there. That was great.
So thank you so very much to him for also being there as well. So yes, we, you know, that was that part there. Some great conversations I had out there. And then here is this really quick. This is us marching. I want to share this too. Let me see. And then we'll get to what happened after. So if you can see on the right, there are police lined up with their bikes parallel, so that if in case we tried to leave, we couldn't even leave. you have that there. And then let me see here. Was this? Hang on. Okay.
So we're not being allowed to go around the lake here at Lake Eola in Orlando, Florida. The police have stopped us from going to the state. They're not allowing us from going around the lake. And so now we have to do a full reversal because the police won't allow us to do it. We're not allowed to express our First Amendment rights.
So yes, that's another thing that had happened. They literally stopped us from going around the lake. It's just one big circle. That's all we were going to do, I think, for the most part. It's just go around. We only got through, what, a third of the circle? We just went boom, and then they stopped us there and then turned us around to go back the other way. So that's what they did. We couldn't even actually fully march.
Here as protesters, I bet you if this was a pro-Israel rally, then they would have gotten the permits and they would have police allowing them to be able to do this. But because it's for Palestine, because it's for a oppressed and occupied people that are subjected to apartheid, they will not allow them. So this is what's going on right now. We were supposed to go into that direction, and then they stopped us over there, and now we're going back the opposite way that we came. And so this is what's going on right now as we can speak. I'm going live as a precaution because we do not trust OPD. OPD is basically just like the IOF. They're trained by the IOF. In fact, what's shameful, and the shameful part, is that the OPD chief is half Palestinian. That's what is absolutely horrible. And the fact is that he's okay with free speech rights being suppressed. So these law enforcement officers are here to protect Capitol. That's all they're here to protect. They're not.
And so that's what happened there. Let me see. So yeah, I made sure to get as much as possible. So you have that there. Now let's get into what happened after. Once we got further down, this happened. So one of the things I want to emphasize first is they were denied a permit for any type of voice amplification. So because they were denied a permit for that, then we just had to use our voices as loud as we could. So we were loud, very loud. But then somebody bought in a bullhorn. And because somebody bought in a bullhorn, that's when the cops came in. So let's go.
Police started tear gassing us. They came in, and now they grabbed one of the people. As we speak right now. No! Ooh, shit.
I want you to look very closely. There are people with children there. There are people with infants there. Completely peaceful. Absolutely peaceful. There was a lot of love in the air until they decided to show up. Let's continue.
took somebody down on the ground as we speak right now. You're recording too?
Yeah, I'm recording.
Okay. This is a violation of free speech rights. This is the police state that we were talking about. They're chanting, "Let him go." They have a guy pinned down on the ground. Yeah, they have a guy pinned down on the ground right now as we speak. I'm live on Twitter right now. Go, let them go.
So right here, they're literally carrying him by his legs and feet.
Go, let them go. There are police with gas masks on now.
So at this point, police started putting on gas masks with children in the crowd. This is the Orlando Police Department.
So next time we'll bring baby shampoo. He got maced.
They had mace. Little kids were knocked down by police. Some of the mace, the wind blowing, got on kids. All because over a megaphone, over a bullhorn. And one of the people who was part of keeping us protected at the protests, he was maced, or pepper sprayed, I should say. And one of the Orlando chapter RBN members that was with me, she was one of the ones who helped clean out his eyes with saline because of the pepper spray that was put on him. And then we encountered a young lady that was pepper sprayed, that she had pepper spray all over her. And they had to clean out her eyes, as well as, you know, help her get washed, get the pepper spray out of her hair, get her skin cleaned off because she had pepper spray all over her. It's terrible, man. This is what they do. All over a bullhorn being used? Make no mistake, this is why we talk about defunding the police. Because instead of actually going after people who are actually doing real crime, they want to pepper spray protesters over a bullhorn. These diseased pork chops decided to try to pepper spray people in front of little kids. So I'm going to share what happened afterwards as well. Hang on. Let me see this. I think I already uploaded that. Hang on. No. I couldn't upload that picture, but it's okay. Here we go. Yep, I have it. So the two young men that were young people, I should say, were arrested. They were released yesterday. I think it was yesterday morning, or was it Sunday evening? I don't know. It's daylight, but it either had to be Sunday evening or yesterday morning. But they were released, and here we go. So this is from Florida Palestine Network. Says our brave comrades have been released. Thank you for your bravery and for putting your bodies on the line as we fight for free Palestine. Please donate to their support fund. So here they are.
Yeah, we got you. We got you.
Wait, our phone.
Free Palestine. 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 Free Palestine.
If we don't get no justice,
then they don't get no peace. If they don't get no justice, then they don't get no peace. Yeah.
So thankfully, that's what happened. But yes, unfortunately, that's what happens whenever you try to express your free speech rights, and then the speech for liberation is always stifled by means of an oppressive police state. And make no mistake, if this was a pro-Israel rally, I guarantee you, number one, the permit for voice amplification would have been granted. They probably would have been able to have a sound stage out there. They probably wouldn't have been able to have amps out there. But the moment somebody brings out a little bullhorn, then chaos ensues. And I am so glad that they are okay. Those young people are okay. Because it could have ended way worse. Way worse. So this is why it is so important for us to make sure that we stay as safe as we possibly can whenever we are at these different functions, right? Also, one of the things I did was for this event, I called out Representative Maxwell Alejandro Frost multiple times. I called him out multiple times because he was not there. And then he had the nerve to express anger at OPD for how they treated us, and he was not there. You turn your back on the Palestinian people just to get in office. And then when your constituents were pepper sprayed and unjustly taken in by police, you were nowhere to be found. And then you want to feign outrage? Oh, no. You do not get that opportunity. You do not. You do not get to feign outrage when you should be out there standing with them. You said you would be there for them. And then you turn your back and started looking at Zionists with hearts in your eyes instead. And now what? Look at how we're being treated. Look at how students across this country are being treated, all because they decided to express their First Amendment rights. You're part of the problem, Maxwell. You're part of the problem right now. You and the entire Democratic Party, you are just like the Republicans. No difference. This is why I say leave the duopoly now. Because they don't care. They work for the people way up here who put themselves above you. That's who they are with. And they will use black faces in high places. My black people who are watching, a lot of y'all new. Y'all came in here. Welcome. Do not depend on these black people, these black faces in the high places. They don't care about you when it comes to your public safety. They don't care about you when it comes to reparations. They don't care about you when it comes to, you know, increasing small businesses for yourselves. They don't care about you as workers. Women, they don't care about you. They look what they did with Roe v. Wade. They don't care about y'all. They showed that to you back in 2008 when Barack Obama said, "Oh well, first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna codify Roe v. Wade." Then a year later, what did he say? Well, that's not on my list of priorities. Women's rights are not on your list of priorities? What? Obama said that he had to look out for everybody. He couldn't even look out for his own people. So when it comes to all this, especially when it comes to politicians, especially when it comes to the duopoly, walk away. Walk away from the duopoly. Because in the end, they will sell you out for a bag of Doritos. I want to share this as well because I think this is important. Hang on. So I'm going to share this picture because a lot of people, this is what happened Saturday. Here's one of the young people right here, way on kind of the bottom left. Here's people being sprayed with pepper spray on the right. Here's somebody down here on the ground. This is all here. And this was a public park, by the way. Public park. Let me see here. I think that's the same one. Yeah. Okay. And so when we talk about freeing Palestine, all of us are connected in this. Somebody also shared a video with me. They got a closer look. Let's take a look here.
They're going tear gas in the tear gas. Hey, let's
It was largely peaceful. It was peaceful until the cops showed up. I'm telling you. One of the chants that was said was OPD, KKK, IDF, they're all the same.
They're arresting for using a loudspeaker. That's the bullshit they're on right now. Orlando PD.
So that's what we were around on Saturday. Can you imagine if I was closer to what happened? Can you imagine if I had gotten pepper sprayed or arrested? Especially being a disabled person on dialysis. It could have possibly even risked me not being able to get a transplant, because the transplant team would have said, well, you were arrested by the police, which means that you're reckless with your life, which means that we disqualify you. I was not there to be violent. I was not there to cause disruption. I was there because it was peaceful. Everybody was there because it was peaceful. This is why people brought little infants and strollers out there. There were kids out there. There were disabled people out there. People wonder why we do not like the cops. So I'm going to share this as well. If you guys can fill out this petition too, that would be perfect. That would be great. Hang on. Oh wait. Oops. I'll just share the link tree. But if you guys can, there is a petition as well. If you guys would like to, you guys can sign it. Let me share this because I was there and they handed this out. So it says human megaphone speech, people's mic, and then protest statement, signed a Florida petition. So if you guys can sign that petition, it's the second one. It says general strike, know your rights, protests in student encampments. Now, you guys can also donate to Florida Palestine Network if you guys would like to give them some assistance, especially when it comes to the bail funds. That will definitely help them out. I have Palestine Chance, Florida Palestine Network. They also had the Bay Area Dream Defenders, Al Adwa, University of Florida Students Justice for Palestine, Jacksonville Palestine Solidarity Network, 850 Dissenters, Real Orlando, Central Florida Students for Justice for Palestine, and Donate to Gaza Relief Palestine Aid Society. So that's why I put this link tree in here, so you guys have those links so that you can, if you guys wish, you guys can actually donate to help the networks that are doing the work here, but also to help people in Palestine as well. I think that's deeply important. So you guys have that too. So thank you so much for any of you who have donated so far or intend to donate. So yes, that's what happened to me over the weekend. And I'm glad that more people weren't harmed. But we got to keep talking. We cannot stop speaking out against what's going on, because it means the lives of so many people. 40,000? 40,000 dead in Gaza. We have to do something about it. And it requires not just mobilizing like at a protest, but organizing as well. Free Palestine. Did you like the stream? Go ahead and give the stream a like. Thank you so very much. Let's go to the chat really quick, and then we'll get into our next story. It's actually kind of related to this, but we'll get into that in a second. So let's go to the Rock. Actually, you know what? Let me check the Rumble side, just to see if there's anybody who commented yet. Looks like we're good on the Rumble side. All right, let's go to Rock then. Uh-oh, we got 420 people watching. 420! All right. Okay. So yeah, okay. And then Hepcar says, what happens to drop it when people have guns? Thank you so very much. All right, so let's go to the rest of the chat. So Adventures in the Free World, I had started this earlier, says, hey James, glad you got home safely. Everything was so great Saturday until the pigs started macing little kids. It was over the megaphone though, no permit for amplified sound. I forgot to get to the article. It's okay. I was there, so you guys have my recounting of everything that happened. Thank you so very much for Indie News Network being here. Lukil says sounds talk move like calm, peaceful protest. Still, the mainstream media claims anti-Semitic and violent revolt. Yeah, it was not anti-Semitic. It was not violent. In fact, it was peaceful. It was very loving. Lots of solidarity there. Chants about ending the illegal occupation, about solidarity with the indigenous folk too. It was beautiful out there. Jacqueline says 76 years of injustice and genocide whilst the governments watch and ignore all the people protesting against it. Yes, thank you very much. Roger says, what, running for office? Yeah, Nelson Betancourt. Roger says permits to exercise your rights is unconstitutional, be it First or Second Amendment. Yes, this is true. And like I said before, if you need a permit to exercise your First Amendment right, that's not a protest. If you need a permit to protest, it's not a protest, it's a parade. KD Lewis says, who is also a friend to the channel, says there were children there. The cops tear gassed children. Joseph Bett says the messed up thing is those kids' taxes paid for that pepper spray being used against them. Absolutely. Lou says both wings of the Republican Party in my area agree on the issues I prioritize. So I vote against both as a middle finger. And then, I'm sorry, both wings of the Republican Party in my area agree on the issues I prioritize. So I vote against both as a middle finger and then worry about what my own hands can control. Thank you very much for that. Mr. Meepsor says, police exist to enforce the inequity that is the very basis of capitalism. Absolutely, Mr. Meepsor. Thank you so very much for that. Mr. Meepsor also says police are the state's guarantee that no protest against his crimes will ever meet their criteria of being peaceful. What did Kwame Ture said? Peaceful protest requires your opponent to have a conscience. He said the U.S. has no conscience. Colin says this shows the resistance we need to plan for police force, not just to avoid them, but plan on seeing their tear gas, war crime on civilians, and pepper spray, mace, have bike escort for barricade. Ghost Nest says, glad everything okay. Shame on pigs. Teresa says the cops were not necessary. Yeah, absolutely. Target, Rockman, Target, and Flatbush. What are you talking about? Target and Flatbush. Oh, let me let's go to the chat. Let me see. Roger says, James, you brought everything out there, but the one thing you forgot to bring were the guns. NRA says our Second Amendment rights protect your First Amendment right. Feel free to play video I DM'd yesterday about when I was at Target. I heard someone howling in pain, so I went to investigate, thought I was about to see another Garner. Security tried to block my view, ran out of power. Guy, okay, left on a stretcher. Ooh, all right, let's take a look. Let me see. Oh, yeah, I see what you mean, Roger.
Yo, get off of me, man! Get off of me!
Anyone in the 6th Street can provide leg shackles, compression, leg shackles to the target, grab a shab in the side. Target, slap a shab in the side.
All right, only way I get up and make the route trip is my phone and my charger. My bike is outside. Where's your bike at? Outside. All right, stand up, tell us where your bike is. We're going to go out and get it. Eat my cake.
Roger, what was the reason why they said that what was the reason why they said that they arrested him? Like, was he just being rowdy or something, according to them? Because that's crazy, man. They keep doing this type of stuff. Marco says, good day, all y'all. Good to see you, Marco. And yes, Katie, you can't morally appeal to someone who has no conscience. Yes. Stealing from Target. Oh, geez, Louise. You know what? I should have played that video of this young white woman who said that she replied that someone that was with her said that she didn't fit the description of somebody that would steal from a store. And she says she totally fits the description of somebody that steals from the store because she sees women that look like her all the time, white people who look like her all the time stealing. And yet they're constantly looking at people that look like me. Oh gosh, that's it. Stealing from Target. He said there were more NYPD there than I can get on camera. All that for just stealing. What was he trying to steal, man? If this dude was trying to steal food, that could have pissed me off. Because people shouldn't have to be driven to that point. Hell, even if he was trying to steal an electronic, why try to steal an electronic? Probably to pawn it. For what? Money. Money for what? Maybe food. Maybe it's an illegal substance. But why is that person addicted to an illegal substance? Trauma? Why do they have trauma? Let's think about that. Is it the fault of them or is it the fault of the system why people have trauma? God. And then people will be like, oh my God, well, he should have complied. He should have followed the law, blah, blah, blah. And the thing is that a lot of these laws, a lot of these programs do not sufficiently help people who are in trouble in the first place. What is the phrase? If a flower stops growing, you fix the environment that the flower grows in, not the flower. You have to fix the environment. And that's the problem that a lot of people don't consider. They completely leave that part out. And they think the responsibility fully goes on the person, when in reality, it's the system that makes it that way. Roger Miller says, told the lady officer to eat her. I mean, uncouth, of course, but it's a stressful situation. And also, free speech. So, meanwhile, you got Kathy Hochul. I'm so sorry, Roger, that you live in that state. Yes, feel sorry for me too, because Ron DeSantis is my governor. Kathy Hochul said things like kids in the Bronx don't know what the word computer is. Meanwhile, you guys have the Wicked Witch of the East. I have the Wicked Witch of the West over here named Ron DeSantis. Roger, people need to feel sorry for both of us. That's it. Okay, I'll put the link in the Dropbox chat. The reason I had to kind of move a little fast because I'm actually going slower than I wanted to, because I got to get to this last story too. But yes, thank you very much for this, Roger. Yes, and you're absolutely right. In fact, I'm gonna put this on the screen. You're right, unemployed scholar. Unemployed scholar said the police are the army of occupation. Yes. All right. Well, let's get to our final story. It's going to lighten things up a bit. We're going to raise it up. All right, people, because I wanted to end on a more lighter note. Let's get into this final story. Oh, boy. Black Party. Kim K, blocked. Beyonce, blocked. Kendrick, blocked. Tay Swift, blocked. Let the blocking begin. Oh my gosh, there is a trend going on right now. I'm telling you right now. Look, and some people get mad because they're like, oh, what good is that going to do? It could do a lot of good. It could do a lot of good. And at least it's getting people on board to divest away from celebrity culture, which I am all on board for. Look, baby, they coming out in full force. So I'm going to share this. I'm going to share this really quick because I think this is deeply important. Just getting rid of some stuff. All right. So let me share this. Ta-da. Let me see this guy. So there is celebrities that are being blocked on social media because, well, there are people who said, let's start doing it. Let's start blocking. And somebody gives the reasoning as to why people are now mass blocking celebrities. I think it's a good idea. People are wanting to take it further, so we're going to get into this. Oh, that's not what I wanted. I'll keep you up though. Okay, here it is. This is hilarious too, because now celebrities, their bag is getting messed with. It's like, great. So here it goes. Celeb block of the day, Taylor Swift on Spotify.
There's no reason to feel loyal to any billionaire. To them, you're just a little ant that they step on. Once you block them, you'll forget about it so quickly. It's really not that hard to do. I would suggest with Taylor Swift going to Spotify, and then when you get to their profile, you can click don't play this artist's music. Hitting them where it hurts is the most effective. Don't stream her music. Blocked.
So that's going to be interesting, right? There's block lists of different celebrities that people are blocking now. Let me see. Okay. Let me go here. And they give reasons as to why and how this can be effective. Oh, it is juicy. It is. All right. So here we have this video too. Blockout 2024. That's what it's called.
On this blockout, people are sharing lists of celebrities that we should block. And I want to share my list specifically pertaining to hip hop and hip hop culture. Everybody on this list is a sellout. None of these people give a fuck about the common person, and none of these fucking people give a fuck about anybody in Palestine. They all need to go. Everybody on this list gotta go.
So we're gonna read down the list. First, number one is Drake. Well, that's to be expected, right? Even though Drake did express, condemnation for what has happened, I'm still of the opinion that we don't need to continue to follow him anymore. Kendrick Lamar, I haven't heard anything about him saying anything about Palestine. J. Cole, Jay-Z, Kanye, Nicki Minaj, Doja Cat, Sexy Red, Travis Scott, Megan Thee Stallion, Future, Metro Boomin, Gunna, Offset, Quavo, Saweetie, 21 Savage, Glorilla, JID, Flo Mealy, JT, and Young Miami, Little Yachty, and DJ Khaled. These are people that they're saying block.
From Drake all the way down to DJ Khaled, all of them. Hip hop has been co-opted by capitalism into a genre that is only used to promote the ideologies of greed, consumerism, and corporate worship. It's disgusting. The gag is that this genre has always been rooted in anti-capitalist resistance. We not forget that the birth of hip hop came from people in New York looting stores after a blackout. Can we not forget that people like Grandmaster Flash and Gil Scott-Heron directly called out white supremacy? Why don't none of y'all niggas do it? Not a single person on that list has advocated for the people of Palestine. Not a single one. A lot of y'all worship these people that have proven time and time again that they do not give a fuck about our liberation. They only care about their own pockets. That's why they don't talk about revolutionary and radical things. None of these people are socialists. None of these people are communists. None of these people talk about global conflict. None of these people care. They just care about getting their own money. That's why they rap about it. I really commend Macklemore for making that song, but I have to be real. How embarrassing that none of y'all niggas can make a song like that. None of y'all.
Now, I will say, people like Lupe Fiasco has mentioned it in the past. I'm talking about like 2011-ish. So we're talking a while ago. Yasin Bey, formerly known as Mos Def, talked about it in songs. There's a few conscious rappers have actually been talking about it in the past, but we weren't paying attention. Now Macklemore says something and everybody's like, oh. You know, a lot of black rap hip hop artists have been talking about it. It's just we weren't paying attention at the time. What did Lupe Fiasco say? He said Limbaugh is a racist. Limbic is a racist. Wait. He said Limbaugh is a racist. Limbic is a racist. Israel bombed Gaza and Obama didn't say shit. Something like that. But yeah, you know, Lupe Fiasco talked about it in his song Words I Never Said.
Y'all, these people in hip hop are puppets of white supremacy and the capitalist agenda. It is time for them to go. And I want to be clear about one more thing. The list continues. There are so many more. Those are just the first 23 that I could think of.
So that's what's going on there. There's a bunch of people that have actually been, this is actually a big trend, and I'm gonna tell you the impact of it too. So I'm gonna go here first because people are saying, oh, this is not gonna be effective. This gentleman says he thinks otherwise, that he doesn't think it's going to be effective. Let's hear from him too. Because some people in the chat also may feel like this is not that going to be that effective.
Real spill though, like the whole like we're blocking celebrities who don't post about Palestine, Like, I just want to ask this question. Like, are y'all doing this for the people who are actually suffering, or are y'all doing this for cool points and moral points amongst each other? Because I want you to know this shit is so ineffective. Real spill, because I feel like ever since the genocide began, when it comes to the social media activism, it's like this moral superiority contest. And I'm just like, where, like what the fuck? This is not doing nothing but serving y'all's ego. And I think y'all know that. But with this being such a sensitive topic to use this tactic with, like, y'all find a way to make other people feel bad because you feel like, well, I'm reposting, I'm doing this, what are you doing? Also, like, bro, you don't know how these people show up. Not only that, there are people who have already lost their brand deals. There are people who have already like suffered from speaking about it. It's just like you're the one who hasn't seen it, and because you haven't seen it, you're penalizing them for some shit that you don't even have the full scope of when it comes to how they've shown up. celebrities have already shown that they do not give a fuck. Okay, they are afraid of losing their brand deals. They are afraid of losing certain things that they have access to. They've already shown that. Bro, our faves are literally in business deals with people who are directly contributing to the problem. If you are a fucking Stan account of any kind, I want you to know all of our faves are pieces of shit, if that's the case. Sorry, I can't do the internet activist shit. Show up in real life, donate, use your platform to share. But bro, doing this internet shit, I'm not in that game, and y'all not gonna come in my comments with that shit either.
Now, here's my thing. I think that while I agree that you shouldn't be just doing it for clout, I think that we can do both. I think we can organize on the ground and do this too. I think that it would be effective for us to do, right? Now, let me share this as well, because people are talking about what effect it actually does have, and then we'll talk about what has it produced so far. So
we go to her online shopping cart right before purchasing, and then we just leave it.
Oh my goodness, you're going to drain their marketing dollars too, because I work in marketing, and I know that if you almost check out an item, we do something called retargeting. Retargeting is when you like search up an item on Google or Facebook or Instagram, and all of a sudden, you're getting bombarded with ads nonstop, just ads related to that product. That's called retargeting or remarketing, right? If you do what that creator told you to do and check out, almost check out an item, take it to the very end right before you have to put in your credit card details, you're also going to spend their marketing dollars. You're going to waste their marketing dollars, and that's genius.
now, that's also talking about going to the stores for that these celebrities operate. So, case in point, let's say hypothetically Taylor Swift has a store, right? There's a brand that she has, right? And she makes, even perfect, Rihanna. If you go to her Fenty Beauty store, and then you buy, let's say you get $1,000 worth of product in your cart, and you get all the way up to right before you need to put in your payment information, and then you just leave it and then close the window, walk away, it's still going to be in your cart. And that's going to mess up marketing so bad, it's going to end up making her waste millions of dollars. Imagine how many other corporations you can do this to. It's not illegal. It's perfectly legal. I'm just saying. Right? So there's that. Why is one of the reasons why this is happening? Let's go in here, because somebody decided to say some words. The 4 words that they shouldn't have said while at the Met Gala. This lady named Haley Bailey. I don't know who she is. I don't know where she came from. I don't care what she did. But this lady with a garden on top of her head decided to say this, and this set some people off.
Let them eat cake. It's time.
Oh no! Those 4 words done messed her up.
Let them eat cake.
That was the wrong thing. In the year of our Lord 2024, you done messed up. Now, let's continue. Haley, ooh, girl. You in danger, girl.
It's time for the people to conduct what I want to call a digital guillotine, a digitine, if you will. It's time to block all the celebrities, influencers, and wealthy socialites who are not using their resources to help those in dire need. We gave them their platforms. It's time to take it back, take our views away, our likes, our comments, our money. blocking them on all social media and digital platforms. And I think the first person that we should all focus on is Haley here. Haley Bailey, for your ignorant decision to attend the $75,000 ticket Met Gala and recite "Let Them Eat Cake" while you have done nothing with your 10 million follower platform as people are starving and dying, we sentence you to the digitine.
Vive la révolution.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Okay. All right. So you guys see what's going on here, right? Okay. It's getting it, and it's growing, y'all. It is growing. Hang on. Let me see. Now. Let me see. Okay, so Haley Bailey actually, after people were blocking her on everywhere, she let out a video. They're so mad. Oh my God, they are getting upset. Hang on. So
To the Met Gala because I'm not elite. I'm a normal person.
Haley, don't feel bad. Don't feel sad. This was gonna happen. It needed to happen. You were just a cherry on top of a very shitty cake, and you were the straw that broke the camel's back, and this revolution was coming. And now this generation that is ruthless and they're filled with legends, they're coming for blood. Now they're coming for blood. No celebrity is safe. And we're going after the celebrities, we're going after the governments and shutting down everything. Everything that I've seen so far on this update is us blocking all these celebrities is messing with so many brands that it's breaking the infrastructure that the brands use for the algorithms, for paid media, for all the ads that they send to us. And that's the point. That's why you have to block everybody, because you can't see the ads that is associated with them. And we can literally break down the economy for those type of businesses, and it's about time. And so all you legends out there, let's go.
all right, so I want to go to another one because you literally have people who are getting their ad revenue as well as their engagement from marketing online. And if you stop that, then that messes up their money. That messes them up financially. There's some people who are saying some other points that I think is also a really good idea. Because some people are like, well, what else can you do? Well, people are brainstorming over this. And I think it's also a really good idea. Let's get into it.
You know what's really interesting with this Block Out 2024 movement is that as we're blocking celebrities, I just started also blocking corporations because Amazon Music kept advertising Taylor Swift's new album to me, and I don't want to see her stuff, and I don't want to support it, and I don't want to give her money. So I blocked Amazon Music. And then I realized that if we're blocking all these corporations, there's going to also be a void and a vacuum of services that will eventually need to be filled. You know, like who's going to introduce us to music and put like charts of trending songs or whatever. And then it could be filled with people who aren't spineless and who have ethics and morals and, you know, are against genocide and aren't being controlled by, you know, the government or Israel or anything like that. And it's like we're going to be backfilling all these voids with like good people. So it's, I don't know, it's really interesting. And then it's also kind of like the thing of like supporting local, like local business, but now it's going to be like local artists kind of, and artists that aren't controlled by a label. Like we're going to have like hundreds of Macklemores that are speaking out, and no one can say anything because they're not controlled by a label. And then, yeah, and then we're going to have, and then those people, they're going to make money because they're going to have influence because they're filling this vacuum. Because if we're all blocking, you know, Taylor Swift, let's find a pop star that we really enjoy that, you know, is against genocide and isn't afraid to say it. And so, yeah, like it's like community, like we're just backing people in our community that stand for something. So that'd be really cool. That'd be really nice. It's kind of like cleaning out like all the nastiness that like corporations do and how much they exploit the people. It's, I feel like this block out movement is gonna like clean that out, which would be really nice. And I feel like all the problems can slowly eventually get fixed in this way. Like if we just keep using the same kind of idea of like, you know, no, like no one's gonna go to Sephora anymore. Sephora, like as an example, Sephora has so many toxins in all their products. Even in their clean products, they still have toxins. Like it's not EWG, like 100% green on EWG, but it's clean. And so everyone blocks Sephora. Now people will be making like locally in your community. They'll be like, oh, there's a need for makeup or, you know, skincare in my community. Let me start making that. And it sounds so nice. Like it could turn into something really nice and actually be the thing that helps us all and fixes the mess that people create.
And by the way, this is no means to just do this because they're not speaking out against Gaza. I honestly think that we should do this for just because, you know, unless they're actually fighting for real change, I don't think that we really should be supporting any of these people who are famous. It's like if you're getting famous, you know, and you're not actually doing anything socially conscious, then well, let them be by themselves, right? Blocking streak is working. Let's go.
Just a quick reminder that as blocking all the celebrity, it is working because I just saw that Kim trashed last 3 million followers. It is
3 million followers were lost. Kim K lost 3 million followers, baby. Now, does she have a lot more than that? Yes, right? But the point is that that's 3 million people that will not be marketed to ever again, which means that there's advertising dollars are being wasted. Let's continue.
It is working. Not only that, but I was honestly on my computer trying to add Lizzo to the list. Tell me why this woman decided to post on her IG, not a story, an actual feed, and sharing and being vocal right now. So they already know they were supposed to be doing that from the beginning, but now we started the movement. They're starting to break the silence.
By the way, yes. So some people were blocking Lizzo. Lizzo caved and started sharing Operation Olive Branch, which is helping and donating to people in Gaza, because she was silent. And because they were blocking her, that caused her advertising dollars, that caused her engagement to drop like a rock. So guess what? To try to save face, that pushed her to do the right thing. So if you're doing this to corporations, especially the big ones, if you're doing this, especially on social media, so if you're blocking these big corporations, if you're blocking these stars, then look, you can do a lot of good.
It is working, so keep blocking.
Yep. In fact, someone on Twitter, hang on, I have it here. Well, let me get to this first. Hang on. Yes, I also wanted to point this out too. Yes, and celebrities are now, their butts are puckering because they're like, oh no, oh no, oh no, because they had 7 months to talk about this and they didn't start talking about this now. So
celebrities are going to be scrambling. They're going to be trying to clean shit up. They're going to be trying to speak on stuff. It's too late for all that because y'all done had all this time, all of this time when this genocide has been being committed. Y'all was not saying nothing. Sorry, I had to booger my nose. Is it still there? Okay. Y'all was not saying nothing. Y'all didn't have nothing to say except for pushing products in our face and selling us y'all stuff. So now that people are saying, you know what? If you're not going to speak up on the shit that actually matters, if you're not going to use your platform to bring attention to these issues, all these people are dying. If you're going to be so arrogant and so tone deaf and so oblivious and so delulu that you can really sit up here and act like these things are not going on and just turn a blind eye to it, we're withdrawing our attention. We live in an attention economy. And I'm so glad that everybody's waking up to that and understanding the power that we actually have. Because like they say, on these apps that's free, what's really being sold is our attention. That's what's really making all this money for all these people. So I love to see that we're shutting down because celebrity culture really hasn't done nothing for us but distract us from the things that we really need to be focused on. And they need to get out. Pack it up. Blocked, pack it up. You blocked, pack it up, pack it up. Your services are no longer needed because y'all not doing nothing for nobody. So,
and this also goes to influencers too. Influencers on Instagram, TikTok, and especially if they're just now speaking out about this. Somebody made this point on TikTok too. If they're just now speaking out about this, just to get on this block trend, oh, no. If you haven't been speaking out on this for the last few months, you get blocked too. No, you're not gonna ride this train, baby. No. It's like look at what they've been saying in the past. Have they started saying anything, or did they just now start saying it just now just so that they can get on this block trend? Nope. And so that I think that's also important too, because that's how they make their money. That's how these influencers make their money, right? And so I think that's important too. There was, let me see this. And then there's this one as well. Yes. Suleiman Ahmed pushed this as well. Just a list of celebrities, because this trend is now getting more celebrities on board because they literally have clout. They literally have power. I mean, I can't tell you, Kate Blanchett is doing a lot right now in regards to Gaza and speaking out. And she's literally, people are giving her more attention than they would some random Palestinian.
It goes against what our country is.
Let me mute that. But yes.
Until Palestine is.
So it said Kim Kardashian, Selena Gomez, Kim, Chloe, and Kendall, Kylie, Chris, all the K's. Doja Cat, Ariana Grande, Taylor Swift, Selena Gomez, Demi Lovato, Beyonce, Billie Eilish, Miley Cyrus, Justin Bieber, Hailey Bieber, Courtney Baker, James Charles, Jeffree Star, Tyra Banks, Lizzo. Says Zendaya, Nicki Minaj, Olivia Rodrigo, Cardi B, Rod Wave, Britney Spears, Drake, Travis Scott, Kanye West, Vanessa Hudgens, Noah Cyrus, Katy Perry, Pink. Pink kind of hurts a little bit, but I haven't really heard her speak out. Gosh, Alicia, come on, man. Let me see. Jessie J, JoJo, Baby Ariel, Ashley Tisdale. You know, and a lot of these are music artists, right? Lil Nas X, you know, Lil Baby, you know, all these people, Jay-Z, Kevin Gates, Luke Combs, Youngboy, Usher, T.I., Post Malone, Rihanna, Megan Fox, right? All these people who aren't saying anything. I also would talk to the comedians. So, Cedric the Entertainer, where you at? D.L. Hewley, where you at? Steve Harvey, where you at? Right? Eddie Griffin. I love you, Eddie, but I haven't heard you. I gotta look again, but Eddie, where you at? Dave Chappelle. Have you spoken out about Gaza? Somebody correct me in the chat if he has. We all know Tiffany Haddish hasn't. In fact, Tiffany Haddish has taken the side of Zionists. So that's an automatic block. What about you know, Chris Rock, Kevin Hart, Eddie Murphy, where you at? Where y'all at? Godfrey, you know, in my mind, Godfrey, you kind of up there, bro. Where you at? See, there's no like, oh, this is complicated. It's not. And especially those of you who are Black, it is not complicated. They want you to think it's complicated because they're trying to make it so that you either stay in the center or you stay on the Zionist side. They either want you to be quiet or be against liberation. And also, even politicians. Now, unfortunately, I have to hear what politicians have to say because this is my job. But if you want to start blocking them, man, but it's important that we do this. And it's just a small little side thing. It's not anything big. I say still, you know, organize and try to get out there. But yeah, so this is what's been going on, man. And this trend is getting big. Kim K lost 3 million followers. And they're doing it all over social media. Right? I think it's time that we continue to make this go bigger. I'm all for that. I'm going to do one more. Here's homie Logan Grindle. Oop, that's not what I wanted.
Block party energy we got going. And I want to add one thing. Y'all, professional sports. The end.
Yes! Yes! Sorry, but you're going to have to block LeBron. Sorry, you're going to have to block, oh my God, what's his name? You're going to have to block the players from the Kansas City Chiefs. You're going to have to block the players from the Rams to the Chargers, the Jaguars. You're going to have to block, you know, the Lakers. You're going to have to block the Yankees. I'm sorry. The Yankee players, you're going to have to block them. You have to block people from the Jazz. Sorry. But that's how it is. Oh, that's going to hurt.
Professional sports. The NBA, the MLB, like all of them. Not only have they not said anything or done anything about what's going on, but they're like the other end of the bread and circuses. It's like the Circus Maximus and like the celebrities royalty, right? And they combine to capture our attention. I mean, you could even make a case that the celebrity culture is the celebrity culture is less insidious in some ways than like sports culture is in this country, because it's like tied into family and to a bunch of different rituals. Like Super Bowl Sunday is such an American institution that it's even bigger than, you know, Met Gala or even like the Oscars, the Tonys, right? Because you have to like specific things or specific types of art, but everyone has a local sports team and it just becomes like a point of local pride. Like I live in New York and I don't like any of it, but people are always asking me if I like the Yankees or the Mets. Wait, pump the brakes for a second. I know a bunch of people are like, no, we only got to do a couple of the celebrities. We don't have to do all of them. Okay, look, I am not proposing that we're doing this just to like make a point. This is about actually changing the way we think about all of this stuff. You know artists, you know musicians, you know people who play sports. You could get together and play sports with like your friends. All of this stuff is stuff that we could be doing. We could be duplicating this. And if we want to in the future, we can create like leagues that are run by the people, owned by the people, and give the money that they're making off of like the stadiums and the games or back into those local communities, rather than funneling them into like big corporations owned by some of the worst people supporting some of the worst stuff that our society has to offer. And that's a target-rich environment. Like I'll be the first to say that it has been like weirdly emotionally difficult for me to unfollow and block some of the people that I have already unfollowed and blocked. It's strange, and it's actually very, very telling as to like how deeply they've gotten this culture into us. And think about how much harder it would be for you, for somebody you know, to be like, all right, well, I'm not watching any major league sports games anymore. I'm not going to buy any more jerseys. I'm not going to do any of that. Like, think about how hard. That's a big ask. And why is it such a big ask? Because that's how they want it. If we
like, for instance, I'm gonna be real with y'all. Blocking Queen Latifah was difficult. You know, I'm gonna have to block celebrities that I kind of identify with. I'm gonna, you know, it's not gonna be easy. It's not. You know, there's certain people who I have a personality where I can see myself like being related to them and stuff. But I like for instance, some of us are gonna have to block Gladys Knight, Stevie Wonder. God, Stevie, I gotta do. No, God, I don't want to block. You know, Will Smith, you might have to block him, right? Might have to block. Blocking Willow Smith was tough because she seems like a really nice young lady. You know what I'm saying? She seems really cool. You might have to block Dolly Parton. I know, man. Look, but if she hasn't been saying much, one person I won't be blocking though is Susan Sarandon. No, Susan Sarandon's, she's getting all the follows. Jane Fonda may get all the follows too. Just saying. I don't know. I gotta think about Dolly for a second. I don't know. She's been doing some good stuff too, though. But I don't know if she's been doing enough for my taste. But let's continue.
Want change, if we want enduring, long-lasting change, we have to change in enduring and long-lasting ways. We have to divest in our hearts from all of this stuff, and we can remake it in a way that actually serves and suits us. I mean, let's face it, a lot of this stuff, like, we just follow so that we know what other people are talking about when they reference, like, the latest album or whatever that some artist has put out. Keep going, darlings.
Yeah. I might have to do that to Denzel Washington. I don't I haven't heard Terrence Howard say anything. Viola Davis. Billy Porter's going to be easy because Billy Porter done sold out. But, you know, jeez Louise, man. See how celebrity culture is really tied to you? Man. But this is a trend. And I'm welcome. I'm open to it, you know? Did you like the stream? Go ahead and give the stream a like. Pushes me out into the algorithm. I don't know, man. This ain't easy, man. For some of them, it's not going to be easy, but, you know, they make a whole lot of money. You know, these big artists. But also, I think it's important that we focus on people who are actually speaking out against these things. You know, try to make them more famous. Try to make them try to give them more of a platform, increase their notoriety because they're saying and doing the right things, right? You know, there's so many people out there who are, and I think that's important too. So yeah, you know, there are artists out there that are also doing the good work. You know, search them out. I know Jessie Jet actually put out a beautiful poem, spoken word poem about what's going on too. Jessie Jet of Indie News Network, you know, promote his stuff. You know, he does great work. He's been on his channel before. I'm trying to get him back on. But Jessie Jet, shout out to him, right? And yeah, Macklemore came out with a song, but what about all the other artists that came out with music before Macklemore? What about the smaller artists that haven't really gotten much notoriety? What about the people who are making movies? What about subscribing to Right Brain Studios? I've had them on multiple times. They're literally curating different movies, and they're definitely pointing out what's going on in Gaza. Shout out to Right Brain. You can just go to rightbrainstudios.tv. Boom. And it's what, $5 a month for their streaming service? So yeah. Let me go to the chat. Went further than I want, but hey, it's okay. All right. Rogers says, within the last 24 hours, I heard 2 political quotes that should be quote of the decade by 2 of my favorite people this space. One by Blue Moon, who said, why are lobbyists who are paid to push politicians considered acceptable, but paid protesters is considered a problem? Interesting. Number 2, Kit said, build movements not connected to DC. I agree. Kit be saying some base stuff, man. I gotta hand it to Kit. Kit be saying some pretty good and base stuff. Roger said, Richie Torres already beat me to the block JB, but that was his personal account, not from his official congressional account. Wonder if it was something I said. Let's take a look. See. Interesting. Roger, let me show you. Let me show you something, Roger. Raj, you won't believe this. Take a look. Said Dad should have pulled. Oh my God, Roger. Roger, you savage. I can't read that. But look. Says you are unable to view this post because the account owner limits who can view their posts. I can't even see this. Am I blocked? No. Okay, so it says one of life's divinely inspired gifts is the unconditional love of a devoted mother. I would not be in Congress if it weren't for mine. Happy Mother's Day. And then Roger, you said something. Savage said your dad should have. Like we need to pull out of these foreign conflicts. Roger, you Don't you know no good, Roger? Roger, why you gotta be so savage, bro? Oh gosh, Roger, there's something about y'all Gen X, man. Y'all savage, bro. You Gen Xers, man. Y'all be just for the jugular, man. Anyway. Let me check the Rumble chat real quick just to see if there's anybody in there. I don't see nobody. All right, let's go to the general chat just to see what y'all said. Oh, dear Lord. Roger, what am I going to do with you? Roger just be savage. I'm a savage. Trashy, bougie, ratchet. What's happening? I'm a savage. And then I have a funny clip to play at the end of the close. Oh, you guys are gonna roar. It's gonna be so funny. All right. So let me see. All right. Lou says the NYPD has a bigger budget than the military of North Korea. Yeah, true story. Jacqueline says their method is probably to mow down all the flowers that aren't growing properly. Oh, yeah, you were talking about what I was referring to earlier. Bryce says JB was popping and locking and dropping. I can't drop it like it's hot no more, baby. I got to put it down like it's warm. Javier says their shoes were whack, their hair whack, their music whack, block them all. True. Teresa says this is the best news I've heard in a long time. Right? Yes. KD Lewis says, please tell me I can still listen to PAB from K Dot, but if he's on the block list, he's blocked. Look, I'm telling you right now, thank God I still have my iTunes where most of my music is saved, because I don't want to give these people more money. So if it's already saved, in my computer and on my phone, then they don't get the streams. Oh, by the way, also, this is gonna hurt. Blocking Shaka Khan. No. Gotta block Shaka Khan because she stands with the Zionists. Yvette, no. And you know what sucks? She was in the Black Panther Party. She was a Black Panther. Either that or she was closely associated with them. But either way, Shaka Khan, man, it sucks. Lou says this is the only social media I use, so I can't block people. Okay. Well, good for you. Yeah. Drake is at the top. Drake needs to be at the top of everybody's list. Teresa said, my mug arrived, JB. It's beautiful. Thank you. Oh, great. Nice. Yes. Anybody who's a patron on Patreon, they get merch as well after 3 months. So once you're a patron for 3 months, then you get your merch in the mail. So thank you so very much for that. Whatever, man. You do pose a good argument. College should have been first. Yes. Unemployed Scholar says, Saweetie on the block list. I'm here for it. You guys are about to get savage on me, aren't you? Oh my goodness. Katie Lewis says, Red Veil is a hip-hop artist who went viral paying respect to the victims of Gaza. Back close to October 7th. He's a real one. Immediately downloaded his stuff. Oh, okay, cool. So if there's anybody who has actually been talking about what's going on, especially for the last 6 months or more, then yes, you know, then I think we should start following them, especially people who are anti-capitalist, like Boots Riley. Yo, give him a follow. He is a director. Boots Riley has been talking about this since before. So if you and he's anti-capitalist, give Boots Riley a follow. Give Susan Sarandon a follow. There's other people too who have actually been vocal about this. Jane Fonda has been vocal about a lot of stuff too. Jane Fonda has been really cool. Yeah. Teresa, yes, you're right. Young people are getting it better every day. I love, yes, Bryce. Lupe called up Obama right to his face, into his career. Yo, follow Lupe Fiasco. Lupe Fiasco. Amanda Seales, she just did a Club Shay Shay interview. She's been on it like crazy. In fact, on Club Shay Shay, she had her Palestinian keffiyeh in her lap during the Club Shay Shay interview. Amanda Seales, she's a comedian, she's a singer, she's an artist, she's an actress. Look, give her a follow, man. Amanda Seales she's been on it, man. And right now there's some issue going on with she called out artists who aren't speaking out against this genocide. And I think she's also calling out Tiffany Haddish. And Tiffany Haddish is siding with the Zionists. She's siding with the occupationists. Look, give Amanda Seales a follow, man. Yes, Katie Lewis says Khaled is a coon, basically. Yes. Gorgie Razilla says, I was completely disappointed with RuPaul. She leases her land for oil fracking. Look it up, JB. Even RuPaul is a sellout. Look, yes. RuPaul, you wrong. RuPaul, no respect for you. Nope. Oh, thank you so much for reminding me. Let me show y'all this too. Because look, even the drag queens are getting into it. Even the drag queens are like, nah, bro. We got to call out. We got to call out what's going on. I'm telling you right now, even drag queens are like, shoot, we got to call this ish out because y'all ain't right. Hang on. Let me see. I had a lot of people responding to me yesterday. Hang on. I found it. Oh, let me see. Before I get to that, let me show y'all Amanda Seales real quick. Hang on. Because Amanda Seales is a real one. Amanda Seales don't give a damn. She's like, F what you heard.
May 11th is World Keffiyeh Day, and it is a day to wear your keffiyeh to show solidarity to Palestine. And though you may not have your keffiyeh by tomorrow, one place where you can get your keffiyeh and support a Palestinian craftsperson is From Hebron with Love. You know, when we think about how many of us really didn't even understand the immensity of what it means to support Palestine until October 7th, understand so many of us now have come on board, and we want to be able to show our love, to show our respect, and to show our solidarity on a regular basis. And you can do that by simply wearing your keffiyeh, wearing it boldly, wearing it proudly, and wearing it loudly. So you can get your keffiyehs from a number of places, but you can also make sure to support those in Palestine who are continuing to make them, like From Hebron with Love. Free Palestine.
Ooh-wee. Amanda. And she called out Zionist occupation on Club Shay Shay. Let's say it. She did. So I'm glad about that. Oh, yes. Okay. So here's at the GLAAD event, which is a gay and lesbian advocacy group. So all these 8 LGBTQ groups that aren't speaking out against what's going on in Palestine, y'all wrong. because you guys are supposed to be for liberation, and you guys aren't speaking out at all. So let's get into it, because thank you so much for reminding me of this. Hang on, let me read. So Act Up New York says, happening now, drag artist and trans advocate Chiquitita disrupts the GLAAD Media Awards for their silence of the genocide in Gaza in their partnership with ADL. GLAAD is complicit in genocide. Oh, let's get into it. Drag queens are even calling them out. Yes.
Great, glad to see you. Yeah, you look good. You look good.
GLAAD is complicit in genocide. GLAAD is complicit in genocide. GLAAD is complicit in genocide. GLAAD is complicit in genocide.
Yup. So I don't care if you're LGBTQ and you're like, oh my God, but Hamas. No. Because there are hundreds, if not thousands, of LGBTQ people who were bombed and murdered in Gaza, and y'all ain't say nothing about it. I ain't heard y'all say jack squat. So some of y'all who are queer need to really start to think about all those gay people, all those trans people, all those non-binary people who are in Gaza, who were murdered by Zionist occupation. And then people will be like, well, they do all this horrible stuff to gay people over there. Does that give you a right to allow them to be massacred, though? Look at what they do to people like us here in Florida, or what they do in Texas, or what they do in Louisiana, or in Alabama. And yet, you're not calling for the destruction of those states, are you? So yes, call them out. Call them all out. Stop the pink washing. Because it's not right that these young people, that these kids, and yes, men and women and children have been massacred, but let's also talk about the men, the fathers, the brothers, the sons, the uncles, the grandfathers, the nephews. Let's talk about them too, because their lives matter just as much. These snooty ass rich gays that don't give a damn about anybody else outside of the West. Shame on every single one of you. Marsha P. Johnson and Gloria Rivera are turning in their graves right now, because you guys are going to stand with the oppressor. You guys are still the ones that are glad-handing when the police come in rainbow-colored squad cars. How the hell do you think Stonewall actually happened? It was the police that was actually against us. The same police that are being trained by the IDF. Shame on every single one of y'all at GLAAD. And look, Trevor Project, if you ain't calling it out, shame on you too. Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much for this comment. Thank you for reminding me of that. I just wanted to put that out there. Thank you. Appreciate it. Teresa. Damn, Teresa. Keanu Reeves hasn't taken a stand on Palestine. I wonder if he's as good as people think. Keanu! Damn, I like Keanu too. Keanu's cool. Oh, I might have to block Keanu. Oh my gosh. Roger says, Professor Griff, a public enemy, who stole my big sister's bike in that. Damn, Raj! Who stole my big sister's bike in 1976, got the group in trouble in 1989, had spoken out about it. Chuck D backed him up, but still buckled and kicked him out of the group. Ah, Chuck D, no. Damn. Javier says, impressions matter to marketing. It will hit their pockets. Yes, absolutely. All right. Colin says it's a capitalist colon disease. Yeah. Kevin says, I just see them removing the block button. I mean, if they do, then they do, but I don't think they should. Dwayne says, Chuck knew that Griff was wrong. Zombie in the Air says, I was at Nick's. The due distance now here. Okay, cool. Sakudo says, hey, JB, is there a specific email I can send media or drive links, access media from on the ground? I sent stuff to RBN and have been trying to get a response, but nothing. Thanks as always. Love you. Okay. Here's the new email for RBN. So I'm going to put it in the chat. Hang on. So that you can send it there. And then just say, put in the description, to JB, on the ground media, something like that, right? And then I'll probably get referred to by Zoya on that one, and then we can actually respond properly. But I'm sorry for that. We've been going through a lot, so things have been a little slow, but just make sure to do that. And yeah, so thank you so much for that, Sakudo. Appreciate it. And yes, this is effective civil disobedience. Yes. Katie says, just check Lizzo IG and the Hollywood ghouls in her circle and definitely turning on her. I just hope she realizes she doesn't need those disgusting pieces of ish in her life and go harder. Oh, somebody also said block the celebrity gossip outlets. Hollywood Reporter. What's another one? I think it's something line. Deadline, I think it is. All those Hollywood TMZ, block them all. Block them. Block them. All those Hollywood reporting sites, block them too. Hang on. Oh yes, Eric T. Red in the house says they know where they're at. Money. Yep. Millionaire athletes. Yep. I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to block them too. H. Luke Hill says, Jay, they act like Joe Rogan. Nick called them the fake left or right. Oh, block Joe Rogan too. Yeah. And yes, this is a digital boycott. Yes. Block RuPaul, all of them. Lady Bunny has been speaking out, though. Lady Bunny's cool. Block Oprah. Block her. Yeah. Please leave Steph Curry out of it. He did a community event with the Uhuru movement. He did? I mean, look, I'm still looking at him sideways for being the executive producer of that Good Times reboot. I'm just saying, you know, I don't know. Steph Curry. All right. I mean, Steph Curry, he's skating on thin ice right now. Yeah, Gladys Knight, Stevie Wonder, because I haven't. Yeah. Israel support. Hang on. Trying to get to people who I haven't spoken to yet. Yes, Eric says, I'd say yes, do blocking, but also connected to clear demands and solutions. MCDS for the win. Yes. Oh, KRS1. Yeah, for supporting Eric Adams. Oh. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yes, Christopher Rogers Walden. Yeah. Oh, geez. Marlo May Mayhem says, I was finna say, not my BPP boo chaka. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Unfortunately. Yeah. Yeah. Also, Whoopi Goldberg. Right. Jack. Jackie Siki says, I have some body cam with them trying to crush me in the back of a car. What? Oh my gosh. It's crazy, man. Whew. Wow. Yes, John H. Consumer power in action. We need to democratize our power as consumers. Marlo May says, damn, I cried blocking Draymond Green. He have a whole Zio BB camp. What? Zionist basketball camp? Are you kidding me right now? Oh, we're going to have to block Mariah Carey. I guess we're not going to be hearing All I Want for Christmas anymore. Oh, no. We're going to have to do it to Mariah. Oh, my gosh. Ooh. It's going to be an interesting. Well, look, Cat Williams was right. We might have to block Cat Williams, too. But Cat Williams was right. It is going to be a very revealing year, y'all. Anywho, I'm saying it right. I'm saying that. Woo. And then on top of that, some of the people who are, some people who are in independent media that are siding with the Zionists, or some people who are just now getting on the right side when people like me and RBN have been talking about this issue since the beginning. We've been talking about Israel and Palestine since 3 years, the full life of RBN. Since we've been on independent media, we've been talking about it. Me, Nick, Rome, Savvy Sabs, we've been talking about this, right? Don't forget people like Lee Camp, Ron Pacone, Abby Martin. Abby Martin put out a documentary about this. Dan Cohen, Katie Halper, Brianna Joy Gray. Look, a lot of us have been talking about this, man. Some people are just getting on the right side. I'm going to be very careful what I say to this, Christopher Bagley. He says, if you want to consume content from anyone on the list, I do not consent to pirating. I do not encourage pirating of any sort. Yes, Albie Martin is based. Eleanor Goldfield, yes. Eleanor Goldfield. Also, pretty much all of the Gray Zone. They've been running this issue for a long time. You know? Indie News Network, they've been running on this issue. You know? Man. So try to follow people who have been right on this issue. You know? Yes. Oh, you can't forget Richie Medhurst. Yes, absolutely. I learned a lot from him and Danny Haifong and everybody at Black Power Media. Oh my God. I'm sorry. Black Agenda Report. Black Power Media, they've been right on the issue too. But Black Agenda Report, Margaret Kimberly and all them at Black Agenda Report. Yes. Anyway. So I'm just going to check Rock Fame really quick one more time. Yes, I'm good there. So what are we going to be doing in the near future? Yes, yes, Derek said Chris Hedges. Yes. And also don't forget to follow like their Substacks too, right? Their Substacks, that's very valuable too. You know, go into them. I'm not familiar with this person, Kevin Gastola. I'm not familiar with him. Yeah. Garland Nixon. Yes, Garland Nixon is also a must watch. Garland Nixon is also really good. Tara Reid as well. Yeah. Of Water in the Spirit. So by Melodoma Patrice Filme. We're going to be also continuing the reading of that. Also, by the way, follow Roger Waters. Roger Waters is pretty cool. Also, Prejudential by Margaret Kimberly. I'm going to be reading more there. And then we're going to continue into reading of The Will to Change by Bell Hooks. So we're going to be reading that. So we're going to be getting more deeper into these books. And so I cannot wait to get into it. So yes, please make sure to subscribe if you guys want to participate in the reading and discussion of these books. It's deeply important. So yeah, I cannot wait to get into that. And Dwayne, you don't have to fret. You can just go into the playlist and then just go over my readings and discussion. It's all good. So yeah. So yes, thank you so very much to everybody for tuning in. This has been such a wonderful, and I cannot wait to do another stream to talk with you guys about these important stories. Again, next week, I'll be talking to Miss Cynthia Brown from the Ohio organization that's trying to end qualified immunity. So that's going to be a great discussion. We're going to be getting some updates as well. So it's going to be a good one. So yes, I cannot wait. Now, I want to end on a laugh because y'all know how I am. So I'm going to make y'all laugh. So because it's important that even though we started off really heavy, I want to start off with something light. Consider this like a chocolate souffle to end the heavy meal. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're going to do. I'm going to give y'all a nice chocolate souffle, you know, just because that's the type of man I am. I love y'all, and I want to make sure you guys leave a little bit floaty, right? Okay. So, like I always say, water your plants, water yourselves, leave the world better than you found it. Smoke them if you got them, drink them if you got them. If you ain't got them, then read something because reading is fundamental, or watch something funny because joy is what? Revolutionary. And also, please make sure to protect yourselves, including please make sure to know your rights, especially around law enforcement. Be careful around them if you guys go to any type of protests, because they're the ones who will cause the violence to start more than anybody else. And also, please make sure to stay safe at those rallies. And on top of it, sometimes we got to grit our teeth and do what needs to be done because it's the right thing to do, even if it means blocking our favorite celebrities, blocking our favorite stores that are corporate, so that we can really democratize our power, because I think that also will help us in the long run too. And shout out to the young people on TikTok and all these other different platforms that are starting this trend and then hitting the celebrities where it hurts their pockets. And if you can hit the celebrities where it hurts, you can also hit the corporations where it hurts too. So, yes, thank you so much. Mwah! Forehead kisses to each and every single one of you. I'm gonna head on out. No, don't you do it. Don't you start. Don't you start before. Damn it. All right. This thing started before I can even say anything. All right. Anyway. Got me mad. Anywho. Bye, everybody. I'll see y'all in the next.
Yeah, we're good. I like your mask.
I just got it today.
Oh, really? Is that AC/DC? Oh, it's not.
It's supposed to be a play on AC/DC.
Dude, no way. I did merch like that.
What does that say?
Hello, FE.
Low?
Yeah.
What does it mean?
It means lots of fucking Ebola.
How long have you been like this?
What?
How long have you been like this?
Just a couple days.
Oh, I thought maybe like 20 or 30 years.
No, I have a mental disorder.
Oh, I do too.
Yeah.
It's called life on planet Earth.
Yeah.
You didn't know that?
Yeah.
It makes all of us crazy.
We got to go to a different planet.
I'm going in the little boy's room, take care of some bed.
Yeah.
See you later.
How
Brandon,
going,
what's her
man?
name?
Dick.
Dick, that'll work.
Dick Smalls.
And what's this guy's name?
Dick Big.
I love it. You guys good?
Thank you so very much for watching my channel, and I deeply appreciate it from the top and bottom of my heart. If you wish to support the channel further, so I can keep bringing you content that is educational and informative, you can become a patron on patreon.com/Jaybefaunt. You can find that link in the pinned comment or in the description below. No matter what you give, you'll be supporting independent media and education that helps make the world better. Thank you so much, and you can watch more of my content here. Mwah. Forehead kisses, and have a beautiful day.